Welcome to Casey's Cozy Garage. It's -3 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so today let's talk about upgrading your motors on your SCX24. This also might be a review of the Mofo RC Torquebeast 50. So this was my SCX24 C10 that I have turned into the Quadra Blue Edge Runner. I will link this kit in the description below. It's really cool. Just infinite ground clearance, futuristic, crazy looks. Half of my friends love it, half of my friends hate it. But what I want to talk about today is the motor upgrade. So the original wheel size of the C10 is that, and I've upgraded to this, and that puts the drivetrain kind of at a mechanical advantage, making the wheels or the lever arms that much bigger, so it puts more strain on the motor. The other thing too is we've added just the standard amount of a ton of weight, so we have brass extenders, we have brass knuckles, we have the 15-gram hot racing / whatever dropship company front differential cover, we have a heavier servo than what comes stock, and these wheels are brass. And these are the 1.2-inch wheels by Injora. That being said, this thing still moves, but it likes to stall when it gets bound up. We'll drive this truck to show you what I mean. Now we're on the course, and as you can see, it drives. It's all right. But what happens is once we start climbing things, it takes a lot more throttle to get up onto things. It doesn't have that slow crawl anymore, which wouldn't be a problem if you can drive around it. But the real problem is that when it gets bound up like that and you have to use more throttle to get it moving, you can hear it whining right there, and it's just kind of jumping. You're putting a ton of stress on that motor. Just for completeness, I haven't tightened the wheels down too tight, which is a problem on SCX24s without spacers. But what happens is you get them, you can get the truck into certain situations kind of like that, and you can almost full throttle it, and it's not going to spin. And whilst that is okay for a short-term running solution, as you can see I got stuck there, what happens is you start overheating. That's already quite hot. You start overheating the tiny 030 motor that is in there, and especially with the extra big wheels and the extra weight, you are going to burn this. It already smells like burnt motor. I ran 3 packs through it in this configuration. If you don't want to smell all the burning motors, and if you want to do some preemptive maintenance on the thing, it's time to put a bigger motor capable of more torque so we can move all of that mass and those bigger tires. So let's get into it. I have this assembled transmission all ready to go, and for now, to make this simple, I'm going to take this transmission out and do something with it later, and then put this transmission inside of it. I'm not going to film it, mainly because I'm running out of storage on my phone, but it's really easy. You take this screw out, that screw out, and one more screw at the top, that screw. And the transmission pulls straight out. So 3, 2, 1, alakazam. And there we go. We got this transmission out of it. I will add a new motor to it or do something, put it in a different project. We got it all bolted in there, with the exception of this tab is really easy to break off of everything. So this one's broken, but so I just put the screw in there for completeness. Really recommend the metal casing transmission version of that. I do have that, and it's great. I have a video about that as well if you were curious. So now we'll just plug this motor in, plug a battery in, and see how this compares to the stock motor. I wanted to say that these are essentially disposable. On my first SCX24, which was that frame and this body, I burnt this motor out, I want to say, in a month and a half. So yeah, not great. So anyway, let's put this in. Yeah, back on my super cold outside indoor course. And I can already tell, I drove it for a couple seconds before turning the camera on. I can already tell that this motor is a ton a ton spicier. It's about the same speed, I would guess, as the stock motor, but it has just a ton more like substance behind it. And this motor does happen to be a little louder, but one thing I can tell right now is, let's try to crawl slowly over this obstacle. It does not nearly take as much throttle to get up those smaller obstacles. So yeah, when we drive on my leg right here, we can still keep the thing at like half throttle and it'll climb up it. And not only is that a lot more controllable, it's a lot healthier for the components inside, specifically the electronic ones. You won't be melting ESCs or motors on the way. So this will be way more reliable. You won't have to fix it in the field as much. And you'll have more time running it and less time being frustrated at it and trying to fix it. So yeah, man, let's enjoy more running of this. Darn it. Let's see, doing a slight temperature check after all of that hooning around. Yeah, it still gets a little hot. I must admit, it does not get as hot as the stock motor, and that is for sure. I just think that maybe having wheels this size is a little bit tough on just a brushed motor of this size. Maybe going to a motor that's a bigger size, or trying the brushless upgrade on this rig is going to be worth it someday. For now, I'm going to run it like this, and it is obviously a much better driver right now. It has more torque to get over the big things and the small things. All the small things and everything else. So I guess we'll run it like this for a while, see what's up. If we get really tired of it, or if it blows this motor, we might try something different. But for now, it is a lot better. The Mofo RC Torquebeast has been a worthwhile upgrade for this. Now, in the long term, I don't know if it'll stay healthy, will stay cool enough in situations, but for now, it's made it a lot better than the stock motor ever could do. That's all I have for this video. I'm Casey from Casey's Cozy Garage. Remember to give me a like, a subscribe, leave a comment. Let's talk. And remember, have fun with your RCs, and I hope that you have a good day.